Welcome to the BlackBald Podcast, where we tackle the topics that matter most. I'm black, he's bald, and we are BlackBald. And let's get it.
Man, what up, bro?
What
Top
up?
of the morning. You are obviously in the afternoon. I'm in the morning because of the time difference. But let's dive into it, man. We're going to try to loosen it up a little bit. I want to start this week and just talk about relationships. Fucking relationships. We're going to talk about relationships.
All right, bet.
That's something that we've been through a few. We've been through a few. But I was thinking about it recently, and I saw one article on Google, and it was like, what would you today tell your 16 or 20-year-old self? And like, what's your thoughts on that? Like, what would you, now where you're at, tell your 16-year-old self and then 20-year-old self? So let's go with 16 first.
16, boys. So 16, I wasn't pulling nothing. I'll be honest. I wasn't pulling. I was dry at 16. So when I look back on it, though, I'm like, I would tell my 16-year-old self to, stay dry. Like, focus.
What does dry, wait, first of all, what does dry mean?
When I say dry, I mean, I had no women.
Okay.
I had zero, settle, nothing, nada, zip. They wasn't looking for me back then. They didn't want me. Now, how they all on me, you know what I mean? So, 16, I had nothing. But I would tell my 16-year-old self that, like, don't even focus on them females. Like, do exactly what you did. Focus on school, football, achieving, and get to the goal. That's why I tell my 16-year-old self. And then you said 20?
In your 20s. So this is college now.
Now we're in college.
Yeah.
So 20-year-old Mo, he leveled up from 16. 20, we was getting it in. And I would tell 20-year-old Mo to go back to 16-year-old Mo and leave them heifers alone and focus up. Get your paper, stay focused. Don't switch it up. But and if you do, wrap that ish up, B. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would say. And then, but more seriously, like dealing with relationships, right? I was 20. I would say, I would probably say, slow down, try to really get to know these women and
Get to know women in your 20s? Get out of here. Hell no.
I mean, you saying if we're talking from right now, talking to the 20-year-old, right? I'm saying I'm saying from this brain that brain, obviously we ain't getting to know, we just getting it in. Right?
So well, first and foremost, because I'm gonna talk about this too, but break it down. You said 16s in your teens, dry, no women, no ladies, not winning at all, right?
No wins.
20s, things change, right? So what is the difference? 16s, 20s. So 20s, you winning now? What's happening?
Well, 20s is college. We got that baby fat off. We're lifting weight. We're athletes. We're in the top upper echelon of the food chain, if you will, in that environment. Football players. The well-spoken, just handsome young black men, intelligent. We was, just apex predators at that point, right? So that's what I would say. Just leveled up in college and had more confidence than the 16-year-old. Who I didn't know how to talk to women or had no confidence. At 20, I'm coming up and we dancing, we just had way more swag. And
I think, bro, and so just even going back to 16s, right, or my teens, right, same thing, right? Fat kid, picked on. I'm talking about the funniest thing ever, and we laugh about this now being older. I was so fat, my cousins in the summertime had me running laps before entering the pool, which is, you look back at it right now, disrespectful, right? But when you have low self-esteem and everything like that, they had me running to help me lose weight at the time. And so same thing, low self-esteem. I think closer to my 16s, I started losing a little bit of weight, and then I got in a relationship. Telling my 16-year-old self right now, I would say the same exact thing, man. I'm like, look, man, like there's gonna be time for women, there's gonna be time for girls, there's gonna be time for relationships. Like focus on school, focus on all of that more so than anything else, right? And in my 20s, oh yeah, bro. Like it was, cock diesel, swole, in shape, athlete, smart, intelligent. Didn't really need football too. So like it was a whole different beast and element when it comes to your 20s. But that one too, right? Here's the thing. In high school, I was in a relationship. I would advise myself, understand that there's gonna be relationships. There's gonna be women. There's gonna be females. I would have told my 16-year-old self just chill, because also we talk about this all the time. Early on, you put women on a pedestal, right? Mm-hmm. And it stems from our parents, right? You put them on a pedestal, they can't do no wrong, and then wham, something happens. And you're like, oh no, oh no, no.
Exactly.
Oh, this is what a breakup looks like. This is what this looks like. And so 16-year-old, I'm like, dude, focus on what you need to focus on. College, I would have said enjoy life, enjoy everything that comes with college, enjoy, live it. You know what I mean? And like you said, wrap up, be safe more so than anything else. But I think that's the advice I would give both of them, right? It'll be 16. I'm like, just focus up, understand that, the friendships you have now, the girls you have now, most likely they're not going to be there in the next 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, right? College, live your life, enjoy wisely and enjoy safely more so than everything else. But you have to experience things in college. There's no ifs, what's about it. Now, taking it back, biggest breakup you've had.
Okay, well, hold on. Bring it back. So you're talking to 16-year-old Carl, 20-year-old Carl. Now we know we're fathers now, right?
Yeah.
So is that the same advice you're giving to 16-year-old Noah and 20-year-old Noah? You're saying go have fun in college and be what you.
Here's the thing. I would say the same exact thing 16, but focus. I wouldn't say go have fun. I would say, you need to watch out for these females. Don't trust these females.
Exactly.
You can't trust these females, man. Okay, focus.
Exactly.
But I feel like also I have parents who are like, don't do this. And you're like, shit, I'm gonna do it, bro.
Yeah.
Like, oh, don't mess with females. You're gonna do it, right? Like, and the 16s to 20s, bro, it's like whatever your parents tell you, you usually do the opposite. So I'm gonna try to Jedi mind trick my kid, man, and be like, you know what? Enjoy, be smart. Let us know if you have any questions. Like, have that open relationship as much as possible. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely tell them, like, you can't trust these females. I'm gonna give them the blueprint on women, what to look for, what to run away from more so than everything else.
Exactly.
When you look at it that way, I'm talking about myself. We're not talking about the kids right now, bro.
Exactly. But that's why I asked that question, because I'm like, okay, we're talking to ourselves. But yeah, you gonna say I would,
of course,
have fun.
Carl, listen, Carl, 16-year-old Carl. Okay, stop worrying about her. Okay,
Fact.
You're gonna get to college. Y'all not even gonna be together. Don't worry about her. College. Get money. Get money. Enjoy yourself. My son. Don't trust these women.
Don't trust them.
Don't trust them. Easy. I mean, and that's parenting, man. That's parenting. You got to use what you went through as your experience. Like, you need to be better than me. Don't be me. You need to be better than me, son. I know what I did in these streets.
You're holding him to a higher standard.
Every parent does it, bro. That's why you have kids, to hold them to the higher standard. You have to hold them to a higher standard, bro. Come on, man.
That's hilarious. Nah, but what'd you say? Next question, you said that worst breakup?
Man, most memorable breakup. Worst breakup, most memorable, whatever.
Most memorable breakup. Okay. I mean, you already know mine. It was such a heartbreak. But let me tell y'all why, though. Really what it was is I was always the breaker upper. And this was the only BZ that ever broke up with me. I'm like, what? Like, you break up with me? What you mean? So there's that ego, aspect of it for sure. I'm like, how dare this woman? Like, let's get back together so I can break up with you. Hold on, like that's how your mind
operates.
Yeah, and so it was one of those. She was a older woman. I was just, young, dumb, full of cum, and was getting it in. But like this woman is she's in her 30s, making multiple six figures and driving a Mercedes Benz, and I'm a broke ass college kid. I had nothing to offer her, but you know what I'm saying? I had nothing for that woman. So, now I rationalize, look back, like, okay, it makes sense. But, at that time, like, oh, devastated. Sure. What about you, bro?
Man, mine, and this is crazy because it's like to be young, right? And you look back, oh man, keep moving on. It's very minor to the big picture of life. I feel like my most memorable was coming out of high school, right? You know, everyone, fellas, always say, "You better not go to college with no girlfriend. You better not go to college with no girlfriend." And I remember she was older than me. She went to college first. I was still in high school, and then I went to college. And so it was really like, 2 years. But I should have known, first and foremost, her being in college, me being in high school, like, come on. But once again, we talk about this being naive. Long story short, high school, you get the cold shoulder here and there. Then I got to college. And like we said, you get to college, athletes, you need a little bit more scene, get a little bit more muscle, because back then they didn't want you. Now you're hot. They all on you. And I remember driving back down, from San Jose down to LA and stopping at the at her dorm at the time. And it was one of those situations where, because of me being an athlete, like I was so cold, but we were busy, man. We were busy. You started having a cold shoulder, everything like that. But I remember there was another guy there. And I remember driving down
In her dorm?
in her dorm. And bro, like, mind you, I remember driving down, now mind you, like not sexual or anything like that, but just present, right? And like,
I've never heard this story.
oh yeah. So he was present, man. And I remember driving down to see her, just doing the bare minimum to like, I mean, we still kind of go together, but I'm also living my best life in college too as well. Like, yeah, And I remember going down there, man, and like she had this long spill of crying, and I'm like, God, and this, and I'm just like, okay, no problem. And the reason why I said that was more memorable is because like I feel like the first 2 years when I was in high school as a senior and she was in college, and it was just one of those things, getting cold shoulders. And that's one day I'm like, are you like you fucking other people? Like, what's going on? What's going on? Right? And she just broke down crying, bro. I was like, oh, this unleash of confession, and my naive ass did. I stayed.
No.
Yeah, I stayed, bro. And once again, to be young, right? And but when I got to college, it was like full circle, man. It was like, shit. Well, I'm in college now. You were in college. You lived your best life. God knows what you were doing, who you were doing with.
Oh, so that was in high school.
In high school.
Oh.
Yeah. And it came, so high school was the distraught one where I was just like, going back and forth in her dorms, you call, there's always like guides or parties or whatever the case is, right? Knowing it now, us going to college, right? At high school, you're like, you just hear guys in the background and parties going on. And it's just like, oh, like, I gotta go. It's getting late. It's 8:45, 9 o'clock. It's 8:45, 9 o'clock. Right. And then it was just a day where we're off. And then she just unleashed everything of like this and that. And, all the confessions of her, all the confessions. I'm being respectful right now, but all the confessions. And so, bro, it was like, so from there, you kind of, I'm getting ready to go to college, scholarship, football, training, first year as freshmen, man, we're like objects, right? We coming in swole, young, and like you said, full of cum, right? Like it's just, and older college girls prey on that. They do. They go after younger athletes that got just straight energy and don't know shit. You know what I mean? And so when I got back, I remember driving down, bro, and it was just like, yeah, I mean, you were in college, you did me dirty, and it wasn't even like a formal breakup, but we just fizzled off. But I just remember that first one, I just felt like, how could you? I've been this great, amazing dude and man to you and da-da-da-da. And like you said, like, I'm in high school. She in college. We got there's nothing I could have worked with that situation, bro.
And nothing you could do about that. Exactly.
But I remember at that time I was hurt. It was like a knife in the heart and all that. But looking back at it, I'm like, she did what she was supposed to. You get to college,
what supposed to do.
Enjoy yourself, and and once again, men pray. So it's what it is, So I wish her the best, kind of. Yeah, kind of.
You better than me. I hope all my exes get fat and y'all stop, sorry.
Oh man. So you want to talk about what's going on in the vaccine world? You want to talk about that?
Oh man, well that's crazy. This study came out here. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. There was a study done. So the largest COVID-19 vaccine safety study ever conducted involving 99 million vaccinated individuals confirmed that the injections are not safe. They dramatically increased the risk of up to 610% increase risk of myocarditis following the mRNA injections, 378% increased risk of acute disseminated encephalomyelitis, or ADEM. I don't know what that is, but it sounds terrible. 323% increased risk of cerebral venous sinus thrombosis, and then 249% increased risk of Guillain-Barré syndrome. So pretty much you took the vaccine for one virus, and 300, 400, 600% increase in all this other shit. Like, that don't sound like a good trade-off to me.
Yeah. I mean, I think and we talk about this too, that vaccine and just vaccines in general, man, they divide households, bro. Like you have friends beefing, you have families beefing and not liking because you don't get a vaccine, you didn't get a vaccine. And to know all of those complications, it's crazy. It's just crazy.
I know families got broken up. Thanksgiving, they like, no, nah, y'all, it was COVID and quarantines and everything, but I'm sure like Thanksgiving, nah, stay your ass at home with your unvaccinated ass. Or like, and now here we are.
Yeah, bro, that's tough, and I don't even want, like, I respect whatever people's decision if they get vaccinated, don't get vaccinated, but I definitely always recommend that people, right, men in particular, right, because that's our audience, do your research. Just don't do it just because someone told you to do it. Do your research first and foremost, and hopefully, you didn't get all 300 of the things that you listed. Oh my goodness, man! Fun fact: so one of my uncles, we were talking recently, and we were just talking about bald heads, and my brother-in-law and also my father-in-law, like, there's a running joke that like bald head people have their own little gentleman's club, and it made me think, like, bro, we should talk about our bald experience. I'm gonna go first because out of our group, I was the first one, and y'all shitted on me. Okay, y'all murdered me, like, and so anytime I see any of my friends now that had hairlines, I start laughing because I'm like, that's what you get for talking shit in college. But my first, memory of it, I remember in college, like, this shit was yesterday. Like, I remember you introduced me to your barber, getting fresh cuts in the Bay, enjoying myself, and I came to LA and I went down to a barber. My barber was busy, so I used another barber, which is usually the mistake that happens, right? And I said, hey, I want you to cut with the grain. This is what I had, hairline, dips, everything,
There's a reason that nigga was unoccupied when nobody's sitting in the seat for a reason.
Bro, you get back, everyone, oh, man, so how's football, how's this, how's that? And all you feel is backwards, and you're like, fuck, right? And he's like, oh, you said with the, I'm like, yeah. And so I'm just like, you know what, fuck it, because hair grows back. That was the day, right? That was the day my hair never grew back the fucking same. It was a day, bro. It was one of those situations where I remember, like, yesterday, man, like, it's just growing in there. You just start to see the middle start to fit. And I'm just like, okay. And I remember going back, up to the Bay and using your barber. And like, I started being very meticulous and very particular with my barber. It's like, don't use a different barber. Always go with the grain. And you starting to use hair grow and grease and all sort of stuff. And this was, I think it was, bro, freshman year. Because remember, I cut my hair bald early. It might have been like 20,
2021. Yeah,
2021, right? So, which was foreign, right? In our group, at least, because everyone had, you talk about J. Cole and everyone had Drake hairlines where it's like down to their eyebrows. But I remember, bro, like, that happened. That was the first instance. And I just remember, man, our group of friends, some of us were like, just let it go, bro. Just let it go, man. Just go with the Uncle Phil. Just let it go. And I remember we were in Skyline at the time. And I was like, fuck, I'm going to do it. And this is, me and Nick are dating too as well. And I cut my shit. I'm looking in the mirror, bro. I was looking at that mirror for a good 30 minutes. I'm like, damn, I got a peanut head. Like, just you over here. And not even, let me even go backwards. Before I even did it, I'm doing research on like successful bald, how to make a bald head look better, how to make a bald head look good. So I'm like, they're like recommending, make sure you work out, make sure you do this, suits. Here's all these people that are bald, that are successful. I'm like trying to build myself up before I cut my own hair. Bro, I cut it, man. I was staring in that mirror for a good 30 minutes with just regret of like, man, this woman gonna leave me. Like, I need to lift more weights or start taking steroids or creatine because I got to get big so you can focus on everything below. And I remember, bro, like when I cut it, finally I came out, Nikki said she liked it. You're like, bro, no, it's good, but you got a cool shaped head for a bald head. I was like, all right, cool. And then you just have all that little stress and anxiety and pressure of like trying to keep the hairline. it disappeared. That shit disappeared, bro. You know, I would say that, but that shit, man, I remember that shit like it was yesterday, man. When it happened, how it happened, the last haircut. I'm gonna call it the last haircut, right? To cause that shit. You know, and all of you guys out there that have a barber, stay with the same barber. If he's busy, don't cut your hair. Stay with the fucking same barber. What about your experience, bro?
Straight up.
Good.
Oh, man. My condolences, first of all, brother. My condolences. It's such a, you know, to go so young, you know, the good die young, as they say. But you know, honestly, because first of all, it, you know, it's not even, I'm gonna say no disrespect, but it's not even disrespect, but like, because of your experience, it made me like, I was like, you know, I got 10 extra years than Carl had, you know, with his hair. Well, you know, I didn't feel so bad about, you know, I was like, okay. And then, bro, you like, you think you got it back. So this is it, like, you know, as humans, we just got to be grateful, man. You got to thank God, be gratitude for what you got, because you think you had it bad losing your hair like early in college. I knew a kid. This kid was bald in like junior high, bro. Literally, like he had the old man bald, like, and he kept. And this is junior high school. So like having those experiences of seeing like, I could have been that kid, like, you know what I'm saying? I could have went early in your freshman year, like Carl, like, you know, so, you know, once it started to go for me, I probably held on maybe, you know, as we all do. I think I held on maybe a year too long. You know what I mean? You're like getting these, your hairline started here. Then you had a 4 head. Now it's a 4.5 head. Now it's a 5 head. You know, and you getting cuts and just kind of you're trying to make the barber. You're trying to turn the barber into a magician. Like, dog, just do something, dog. Just make it. You gotta start spraying the little spray on it to make your lines to go. Like, come on, fellas, come on, y'all. When it starts to just let it go, you know, let it go, you know, like it starts to go, just let it go. Don't put that stress and anxiety on your barber, because now he looking at you like, come on, bro, you know what I mean? What am I supposed to do with this canvas? Like, and bro, the worst feeling in the world. I'm telling you what. But they're gonna take your money, so they're gonna cut your shit. What makes it worse, bro, is you go in and it's really just trimming just to make sure that you're blending this shit with the baldness. Exactly. And it's still $50, $60. Exactly. You still paying full price for that terrible haircut. Just let it go, bro. Let it go. Whoever needs to hear this, let it go. All right.
Being bald is okay.
It's okay. It's okay. And you know, so yeah, bro, like, just that's what helped me psychologically. Was like, you know, I got my brother went bald in college. I know this kid that was bald, literally a child, and he was bald. Like, it could always be worse. Like, you gotta be just gratitude. And so once it was time, I was like, you know, dun, 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 you know, 21 wave salute. Like, no more wave caps. Oh man, your boy had waves too. That's crazy, boy. That's the thing. You know, you reminisce on those days. Oh, I remember when I was dipping, and then, man, and then to make matters, to add insult to injury, now, you know, I have my sons are of mixed race, right? So my wife is of Hispanic descent. And so these kids have the most luscious, luxurious hair that I never ever had. Like, and I just look at him like, you mother, like, you were lucky. You better appreciate that good hair. Damn it. Like, but it's funny. No, you just gotta embrace it. And like you said, sure. Hey, if you go bald, yeah, one, grow goatee, be something. Don't be that hairless animal. Don't be that guy.
My question, okay, so how do you make bald work?
That's how we make bald work. But I've never grown a beard. Look at this. I've never had a beard in my life. I went bald and said, all right, we're growing this thing. We're going to make it work. I didn't think I could grow a beard. That's how bad it was. But I just, you know, you got to go through those tough times when it looks terrible. And, you know, you just keep it trucking. Lift, fellas, lift, you know, heavy. Get them chesticles right, and they don't look up here when, like you say, they don't look up here when you got all this down here. And it should do, hey girl, focus on the positives, right? Come on.
Yeah, you can't be skinny and bald. Skinny and bald is like, it's rare. Like most people that are bald are like in shape, swole, they got the beard, like you said, and I think I told you looking at it,
Look at
man,
The Rock.
The Rock, you got Van Diesel. Just, I mean, all of them, bro. Everybody you can think of that's just bald is like they're like swole.
Yep.
Right? And
That's how we compensate.
that's how you compensate, bro. And the body, due to stress, starts just growing hair. You know what? You couldn't grow a beard, but since we lost the top, boom, there it is.
There it is.
It's, and that is hilarious, bro. That is definitely hilarious. But yeah, so and then all of you guys out there that pick on people that are bald, when your time's coming, don't worry, your time is coming, and when it happens, the tables are going to turn around. You're going to watch this video and be like, okay, they know exactly what we're talking about. I want to talk about another thing too, kind of going back and talking to our younger selves, right? And there was this whole pressure that we had on like playing sports, and I think this is in the Black community. Sports is kind of the exit, right, to success, right? Back then, at least, right? It was like to be successful, you need to play sports, or I mean, really, it was sports coming out of our communities. Now there's other options, right? Now, do you value sports the same versus like skills, like trading or, learning skills?
Do I value sports the same? Now, let me start by saying this. Yes, I do value sports. I value athleticism as well as the life lessons that sports gives to us young men and women. I truly believe that there are certain lessons in life that if you are not an athlete, you can learn them, but being an athlete teaches you so much, just life, like discipline, setting goals towards, setting intention for the future, like we have a goal for the future. We're going to accomplish such and such together. Adversity, overcoming adversity, dealing with loss, dealing with injuries, dealing with life's hardships. Life is going to come at you, man. As an adult, life comes at you. And when you growing up, and I think especially football, but any sport really, when you've had to overcome some type of adversity. No one's just I won my whole life, and Pop Warner and Pee Wee basketball, I've never lost. Like that person don't exist. That dude a damn liar. And really the losses is where the magic is that hardens you, that makes you who you are. Like, what do you learn from those losses? How do you bounce back from those losses? That adversity, even now, like, right, we're embarking on the endeavor that is just super difficult. It's, we're talking about learning the financial markets and things of that nature. And we're dealing with loss. And psychologically, it's hard. It's hard to deal with that, right? Yeah. And if we weren't athletes and had to have, built that callus of losing and overcoming that and whatever it is, surgeries, concussions, where you're overcoming, physical things, physical limitations, overcoming your limiting beliefs, like even as an athlete, right? You like, I dreamed of making it to the levels of which we got to, but as a young kid, you're not really sure that you're going to get to that, right? You're not really but you just work and work and work and work one day at a time, and then boom, you're in a scholarship to college for free. You're having a chance to play in the NFL, things of that nature. And so I think athletics is just so important for that aspect of building confidence. But like I said, 16-year-old Mo to 20-year-old Mo, do I have that same confidence if I didn't play sports? If I didn't play football? Hell no. Yeah. Probably still a version or something. No. You know what I mean? But like, no, there's so much good that comes from athletics. And then, like I said, all the life lessons and whatnot, but then also just health wise in being healthy, nutrition, even post of our athletic careers, we're still, working out consistently, maintaining, and it's still it's very important. Like, you look at the majority of society, the majority of society is obese and got diabetes, heart disease, this, that, and the other. And if you can parlay that those lessons you learn from being an athlete young and keep it going throughout, life. I just think there's just invaluable life lessons and things that come from sports that I think it's super important.
So if
What you think?
the success level of both, right? And everything you got to go through and everything. And once again, there's an equal chance to succeed in both. I'm going to use trading, right? Trading and football through college, starting college. What would you advise your sons? If you knew for sure they're going to do well regardless. Coming out of high school.
I mean, yes, I'm going to push in the direction of, there's definitely more to life. Like for instance, for us, our mentality was like NFL, 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 right? And it was our coaches that used to tell us like, hey, like Mo, Carl, like you guys, you don't need football. You guys are smart. You don't need to be bashing your heads in.
Bro,
And we were like,
wait,
I want to get to the NFL.
But the fact that even if you look back at it, it's like you guys are smart.
Yeah.
I just have people that just come in here that just, but I get it. But it was just like looking back at it, I'm like, what do you mean? Like, are we not good enough for the NFL? Like, but
we had what they meant was we had more than just athleticism.
Yeah.
To give to the world. And so, yes, I do, I definitely instill that in, the youth and especially our children. But also, yeah, I think I want to have a healthy, athletic household. I don't want, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it goes hand in hand though, right? Like even if you let's say you don't play sports in college or anything like that, absolutely fine. But I don't want you to be a slob or, you know what I mean? So I just definitely want to instill that aspect because I think it goes hand in hand, right? I think the health, you keep your body, your mind, everything sharp is going to help in the long run with your other endeavors, right? We want to have a well-rounded young human versus like, oh, I'm just, I'm the best trader, best computer programmer, and I'm 7,000 pounds, and I, like, come on,
the best gamer.
the best gamer.
Yeah, kids out right now, man, they're getting paid for Call of Duty, man. They're getting paid for Madden, and I wish. If back then, like how often we play video games, and
I know
paid for it.
Hey, it's not too late.
That is true, brother. LeBron James is still playing video games, and he's ranked.
Is he?
He's ranked, yeah.
I need to get back on the sticks.
He's definitely ranked, man.
But but what about you? What say you?
I agree with you. I mean, I'm not even getting into the too technical of like the discipline and element of it. We're so as athletes, we're so tunnel vision of like, it has to be this way, it has to be this way. Like most athletes aren't thinking about yes, I'm playing sports, but I can also have a business. I can also do this. I can also do this at the same exact time to catapult everything else, right? And I think that's how we were, right? I mean, shit, I was video editing in college, right? Highlights. I was jailbreaking phones and all sorts of stuff. Like, there's things that you can do on top of that. And so, yes, I agree with you in the sense of like sports teaches you discipline. It teaches you work ethic. It teaches you resiliency and also how to also be led and also be a leader. And the reason I'm saying be led is because having to listen to coaches, a head coach and multiple coaches too, is a skill set that not a lot of people have. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't have that skill set, right? A lot of people are very defensive when it comes to like working with people, can't work with teams, right? And so that skill is learned in there, right? And also how to take feedback and criticism. Those are all like, with football, it's like every day. I mean, we can watch a game.
The harshest.
we can watch a game just from one game, bro. There's hundreds of them plays of just you getting called softs.
All this shit they say. They like the things coaches say to young. I mean, you talking about 16 to 20-year-olds. The things they say you can't say in corporate America. You get to go to HR. Yeah. HR. My boss called me a bitch. Right?
Yeah. And definitely all of those things make you tougher, especially when you get into the real world, right? So I do see the importance of that for sure. But I would also, say too, like, there's a whole nother world, bro. Like, I remember getting an NFL check. Oh my God, this is a lot of money. I remember seeing a security check. I'm like, this is a lot of money. I'm seeing a real estate check. I'm like, this is a lot of money. So there's so many different levels of it that's not just sports, right?
Right.
And I think especially with football, right? Especially with football, because once again, every other sport, all right, there's a lot more loyalty, there's a lot more guarantee when it's also like contracts and stuff like that. But football, bro, is not like if you're not first round draft pick, every year you're having to compete. You know what I'm saying? And so every year you technically get cut. So like I like a skill set or a trade that someone can kind of focus on and out of college be able to go right into that, right? And make money and learn versus you have a lot of athletes now that like they get done with sports and like they don't know what to do. Or, I'm gonna go be a real estate agent or I'm gonna go whereas like no, like if let's just say you're I forgot there was a safety a while ago. I forgot what school he came out from. Smart, right? He's a safety, got drafted first round. He's a doctor. I forgot his name, right? He got drafted, bro, and turned it down to like go and do, medical. And I'm like, that's people are doing that now. People are retiring so much earlier too because it's like it's not what it used to be when you're talking about like the constant concussions and hitting each other in the head and right. And it's like, bro, like I can go and get a $200,000 a year position and I don't have to beat up, I don't have to beat up anybody. I don't have to fight anybody. I don't have to like put my body through trauma, right? I don't have to get disrespected, you know what I mean, and cursed out 100 times on the field because I didn't run fast enough or I couldn't, catch him, whatever the case is, right? So for me, I agree with you. Like there is benefits from sports, but I also prefer now where I'm at to like just hit the ground running, man. And if you can do it and still build the same health benefits, structure, and all that stuff too around it, then it's kind of a win-win. But I do value sports. If my son can, yes, do sports, but also still learn the other skills, right, of trading or whatever else, then I think that would be a win. So
Okay. So what about this? Okay, so we're talking about football, being former football players. But what about let's say your son is an amazing golfer, amazing baseball player, or even better pitcher, because they get to pitch like once a week and make God money. So
yes. To answer your question, yes. And I think maybe it's the trauma from football, right? Yes. But I would also try to advise my kid to also build something within, right? Don't just rely on sports. And we talk about this, right? Don't just bank on like, you know what? Like you play, let's create a LLC, let's create a nonprofit, let's create something that can also bring you income. So that way when you're done, bro, you have a vehicle. You know what I mean? You have a vehicle that you can kind of like just retire on or whatever the case is, right? And so, but yes, that changes up everything. If we're not talking about football.
but hey, here's something we need to talk about. What about these NIL deals now that these college kids are making bread now? We didn't have those opportunities. Like it's lucrative now to be. I mean, yeah, if you're, I'm sure if you're a top of the top upper echelon type player, but hey, money to be made.
There is, and still, even with those deals too, like anything regarding sports, you need to start figuring out early on, like what is your plan B? You know what I'm saying? And I think the sooner you can think about that, most of us, we're like stuck in the realm of like it's sports, it's gonna be sports forever, and we're in that high. But when we come down out of it or an injury, then you start really thinking like, what else can I do? Because I mean, we've had this happen before. Trainers start looking at you differently, be like, oh, is he faking his injury? He's just doing that longer. Coaches start like, are you, when you gonna be back out there on the field? Like, I'm hurt. I have a
leg broke. What you mean?
My knee is literally unattached, right?
Oh.
So I just feel like every athlete has to start thinking about that off the jump. If we can think about like, yes, it's a business, right? Just how you see Jimmy Butler right now, bro. He's in a business decision with Miami right now. He's trying to get out of Miami, right? It's a business, and I feel like the sooner we can know that sports is a catapult to get us to where we need to get to, so that way we can actually make money afterwards. It's a business, so we got to treat it as that. And I think if we can use that to kind of create something that feeds us after we're done, that's a win.
Yeah, and I completely agree. Absolutely, you as I always say, right? Student athlete, right? So you have to do both. You should, and if that's your pursuit, if your pursuit is to be a professional and be the best of the, like absolutely go for that. But also, like you're saying, have something else. Don't be like 90% of student athletes in there, when we were in school, and there were social majors or something where like nothing, no disrespect for social majors out there, just saying like that the reason why they chose social wasn't necessarily because that's what they were going to do post college. They weren't actually thinking about what their degree was in, and they just were, oh, let's do something.
Yeah.
Versus having a plan, having something to fall back on. And I completely agree. Just there's more to life. And the thing is, like we're saying, if you're advising your son or daughter who is an athlete, right? The thing is, it doesn't matter whether you go to the league, you go to the NBA, you go to this or that. The likelihood is, if you have the best career ever, you're done at 30.
Yeah.
And you have the rest of your life to do something else. And so therefore, like, just kind of plant that seed, because as you said, right, 16-year-old, 20-year-old Carl and Mo, yeah, I would tell them that, we weren't thinking about past
30. Yeah.
past 30. We were just thinking NFL. Boom, you get to NFL, then okay, that's good. Life, right? We made it. But it's like, it doesn't matter what sport, what it is, eventually you're going to be done, and you're going to be done young. 30 is young. And then you have so much more life. And so you, like, athletes out there, young athletes, you're in the middle of your career, older athletes, like, you have more to give to humanity and life than just being an athlete. I mean, and look, we got the best examples ever. We got LeBron James. This man has built all the businesses while still playing. Well, you know what I mean? All these businesses, you look at the Kelsey brothers, they're over here, they're podcasting, right? They're doing this and that and the other, all while still out here winning Super Bowls, and then still doing this, that, and the other. And so you have to be multifaceted as an athlete. You have to have something else about you that's not just, ball.
Yeah, 100%, man. Well, that's everything I got, man. You got anything else?
Nah, man, I think we got it. I think we hit it. So don't forget to like, subscribe, share, all them good things. We love you. We appreciate you. BlackBald, baby.
BlackBald. See you guys in the next episode.